Hey guys, so the last we chatted, I kind of left you hanging a little bit because I didn't know any information. So we saw this property, pretty excited about the property in the end. I was not excited in the property at first, and I think it's mainly because one, it's 1,600 square feet, which is kind of smaller. It's not incredibly small, but it's kind of smaller, especially if it doesn't have a basement. Basement for us means storage. I'm in the basement right now, and you can see we need storage. So that was a little concerning to me. Then when we saw the other building, I was like, oh, okay, I could make this area in for storage. So the other building is kind of set up for electrical, but it's not, doesn't have electrical run to it yet. So it's like run throughout the building, but it's not connected to the main line. So let's chat about it. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, I'm tired. So we put an offer in, and at first the asking price for the house was our max. And so I asked my realtor, I'm like, what would you do? She's like, I would put in the asking price. I was like, because we have to have, there's like a stipulation on our loan through our person who's giving us the loan. They have to pay 3% of something. I don't even know, like they have to pay 3% of whatever. I forget exactly what it is. So, yeah. So on each house, we have to put it in that they would pay 3% of it. So she's like, I would just do whatever. And I was like, well, if I do the max, then I have like no wiggle room. So like if they counter offer me. So on this house, there was actually not the volume of like people looking at it because it's a little further out. So I was like, okay, so we decided to put in, I can't remember if I said this on the last one or not. We decided to put in for, let's see. Why can I not count right now? $15,000 less. And then they came back. So they had until 5 o'clock that day. And they came back at 3 and said that they countered us if we added $10,000 more. So we just had to make sure that, because then that made their percentage go up, that they would cover the percentage on their end. And they said yes. And so we're under contract, guys. I know. It's really weird because it's not a house. If the house did not have 3 acres, it's not a house I would look at. One, I think it as being kind of smaller, especially with no basement. To look at a smaller house that has a basement, to me, can be a game changer because it's more like where to put stuff. So, and it's stuff that we need, like it's food. We keep a food storage, and we have things like just like sewing stuff. Quite a few kids of my children are crafty. Some of my daughters are starting a business together that includes sewing, crocheting, those types of things. So having all those supplies that they need for that is important to our family. Yeah, so I'm so sorry. I am so tired. The other day, I actually did this thing. I'm like, I do not know why. I'm just like chronically tired. Like just drained tired. And then I was like, I wonder how many appointments we had last month. I thought that we had a lot. And then I was like, so I went to see how many appointments and like therapies we had last month. Just for Azariah, it was, let's see, 21 plus 12. What is that? 33. We had 33 appointments for just Azariah. And then we had some endocrinology appointments. I need to find a dentist for the kids, and their eyes should be like next year, but a lot of times those type of appointments are booking out like 8 months away. So I need to focus on that pretty soon, just trying to get those things, like find somebody that's going to cover both the insurances that we get, and yada yada yada. My one son, he's gone to a dentist, but it's almost like a emergency type dentist situation. I don't know if they see regular patients. So he went to one place that saw regular patients, but it's definitely not handicap accessible. It's like an old building, and you have to go up like these tiny stairs, and I just don't know how I would be able to get in there with Azariah. So I don't know that that's our best solution to be our main dentist. I mean, if it's the only one, then we'll go back and do that. But I just stayed out in the car with him. But he was over 18 to sign papers and stuff. So we're gonna go again. And in that same time period, I mean, how many houses? We were under contract for the one house, and then I put in 2 more offers, like in that same 30-day period. So we put in 2 offers, and we're under contract in that 30 days. And then I was just like, I'm done. When I was in Boston with Azariah and some of his appointments, one of my daughters had sent me some houses, and I was like, oh, my husband had said, we're done, no more houses, like right now, whatever. And he's like, I just whatever. So I was like, okay. So I took money and I paid off one of our debts, which was a blessing. That will free up like $500 a month, which is awesome. And then my daughter sent me a couple houses, and this house that we just looked at was a newer house, but it had 3 acres. And I was like, so I Googled how far it was from my husband's work, and it was within range. So I said, okay, so let's look at that. But then I was like, okay, it's only been on the market for a few days. It's a really good price. It's probably going to go fast. So especially after the last one that we just had, that was like 3 days on and then like a bunch of offers. Now I know that that's more because it's like in the town that we're in right now. So this one is not as coastal. I mean, you can still get to the ocean within maybe 20 minutes. So it's not like it's not coastal. It's just not like the town we're in is literally like on the ocean. So, anyway, went to go look at it. Actually, I looked at it not by myself. I went to look at it with a lot of the kids. I think I mentioned that before. I was hoping that my husband would be able to like squeak down there first, but he did, because of the way things were. I'm the only one who looked at it. But then he's like, he had driven by it and said, yeah, like I think it would be okay. So now we're under contract. Yes, we are. So we were able to switch our earnest deposit from the one house to the other house, which is a blessing. And then in 2 days, we have inspection for this house. They asked if we wanted both the house and the other building inspected, but we just said that we would go with just the house. Eventually we would like to do things with the other building, and we'll talk all about those plans at another time. But for now, we need to just focus on the space that is there. The other building, we kind of thought that there was electrical to it, but it's not. There's electrical all run out through, like, it's nicely done, but it's not connected to a main line. So that will be something that we will need to save up and connect that to a main line, which means in that house that we'll need to find room for, we can put like, I mean, food storage and stuff can go out there. There's plenty of room out there, but we'll need to find space in the house for at least 1 deep freezer, which means I need to eat down some of my deep freezers. Up north, I had 3 deep freezers, and then now here I have 2 deep freezers. So now I'm actually going to try to get it down to 1 deep freezer. So I might be doing some canning, not entirely sure with that. Yeah, I guess I'm kind of excited. I'm not really nervous. I'm just like mentally trying to think of like where everyone's going to be. So I think Wednesday when they do the inspection, then I'm going to measure rooms better, so that if the inspection goes well, which I'm hoping it does, that we would already have like kind of an idea of what was going on with that. Now I know tomorrow I'm going to get blasted with a bunch of paperwork that I need to do, but I'm going to be in Boston tomorrow, and I'm going to meet up with some friends at the zoo, which will be exciting, after the appointment, so that'll be exciting. And then I'll be ready to, then the inspection will be on Wednesday, and then I have an appointment with Azariah on Wednesday, and then Thursday I have they're coming out to like try him with all different types of equipment. But in between all of that, I will probably need to be like uploading new paperwork and all the stuff, all the business stuff. So I'm kind of like mentally, physically trying to prepare myself for that. Part of the prospect, I'm trying not to get my hopes too far up, but then I am at the same time. I'm excited because this property has 3 acres, which means I want to create with you guys, like as a whole, like create a victory garden. I think that I can do what I want to do on that amount of land, like to make it for my family, but also do some gardening that would be kind of dense. I'm not quite sure how I want to do it yet. Like I'm kind of excited to like plan, like I have a fresh slate. And if you are a gardener or whatever, like a fresh slate's kind of cool, right? So figuring all that out, figuring out how I'm going to organize things. I enjoy doing those things, but I do get overwhelmed sometimes. Also figuring out the plain things like Thanksgiving. So, and Christmas, which is all, Thanksgiving is like right there. And then Christmas is right there. So, yeah, I've gotten a couple things for the kids for Christmas. We also, just like small things, just from like Dollar Tree type things, like for stockings. And then I bought them new towels. Yeah. I don't know. So I think that, I know older people are just going to be like, no, I'm just excited to like have a house if that's how it works, you know. And also we're kind of doing a family vacation right beforehand, and it's kind of exciting, and that's kind of like our special time together. I'm trying to move away from like the commercialism of Christmas. So I'm trying intentionally, even before this whole housing situation, not to have it as commercialized. I love the feeling of Christmas, so I'm not saying like we'll still like have a tree, they're gonna go up and get like that type of stuff. I just don't want it to be like main focus on presents, right? I want it to be main focus on like family and the Lord, and yeah. And I also think that I need to, you know, regroup as far as things happen. It's like I've been in this like medium stage of not being able to make a place a home. This is a house. This is a great house that we have been in. I have not felt that this is like a home. I feel like it's a great place to stay, but not a home. I don't feel like I can make things my own here. And so I'll be excited to try to make things my own and make things work for the best of like our family. So if it works out, I think that will be really exciting. I don't even know. It's like I don't want to get my hopes up with things. It is a newer house though. So hopefully a lot of things are newer and not so many things are bad. Although I'm kind of like, I really wish that I could figure out a space of where I would put a wood stove. But there's not a lot of space. So I don't know that that's going to happen this year. I'm so cold all the time. I think it's just from the, like we turn the heaters up and stuff. It's just an older house. I don't know. Anyway. That's what I'm thinking, but I'm pretty excited. We're under contract. I mean, that is a step forward. I wish I could feel like more excited about it, but there's still like this huge apprehension. But then I kind of feel like we were ready to say no, and this was kind of like, oh, but this might work. Like we were just saying, okay, well, we're not going to look at anything unless it fits like absolutely everything. It needed to be under 2 hours to Boston. It needed to be under my husband's mileage to work. It needed to have some space to store our food storage. It needed to have at least 2 acres. We actually originally said that we just wanted 1 acre. And then we realized, like, as we're looking at houses, that we really feel like we needed more than that 1 acre, and that 2 acres really needed to be what we were at. So this has 3 acres, and it seems like that the back end kind of abuts to more woods, which is kind of exciting. And then when we went the other day to go to the town, we realized that there's a sports complex or a, playground or something like that. I don't know, something like that within like a bike ride. So, or within like walking distance, which would really be special for us, like just to be able to go for a walk. It's kind of on a main road, not really on a main road, but it's set far back from the road. So that's really nice. So kind of excited. My husband's going to go up and grab a bunch of books and stuff. I kind of feel like this like hunkering in feeling, like I want to read about like gardening and all those things. I mean, that will happen in a couple weeks when we know here or there and what's going to happen. But yeah. So I'll let you know how the inspection goes. That will be on Wednesday. Wednesday? Yeah, I don't know. It'll be in a couple days. So I'll let you know how that goes. Anyhow. Oh my goodness. It is nighttime, can you tell? It's after dinner. I don't know. I'm trying to like mentally figure out where everything would go. It's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath. I think it will all work out. It definitely will all work out. I'm pretty good even doing things in tight spaces. Like when we actually had that cabin, if you go back and watch, we had that cabin. I felt comfortable in that cabin, even with everyone. It was just that like it's like everything that needed space had space. So it made a big difference. Like when you have your own space, you can make it your space. So I think I need to go through things, but I think what I'll do is if we do move is we'll move. I don't know what we'll do. I need to go through stuff, that's for sure. But that's that. I hope you all have a blessed and wonderful day. What do you think of the house? I don't know if you guys have told me that yet. Some of you have, some of you haven't. I think a lot of you are going to be surprised at like the size of it because the size is small, but I see so much. Like I am a dreamer and I can see potential in so many things in this property. So I feel blessed by that. And I feel like maybe the Lord is going to put us in this house because things are newer so that we have stuff like for his equipment without worrying about things like falling apart or having to work on this thing or that thing, because we already have enough work to do on our house up north in order to get it rentable. So I can have my little old house project up there and then this here just as a blessing. So anywho, I hope y'all have a blessed day.